Hey guys, Matt Gagnon here again, and as promised, today we're going to be doing the Oculus Quest 3 unboxing. This is the base model, so at 128 gigabytes. I think the other one's about 512. So again, if you haven't watched my last video, really the goal here is to save me on this type of video editing and show you guys a first perspective video. So the general idea here is if I wear this on my head, you'll be able to see what I see. And on top of that, we'll be able to do some 3D video. So if you're curious to see a Quest 3 unboxing and some updates as to what I've been up to, please chime in. Thanks. Okay, so this is going to be my first time opening the Quest 3. So as I mentioned, this is the 128 gigabyte version. So I think we start with pulling this tab right here. Just gonna put it down. Perfect. Now what? Okay, maybe I have to take it outside of this. Okay. There's another tab right here. So I've broken the seal. I can't return it anymore, so I have to make some good use out of the Quest 3. Okay. So, that was pretty easy. Just gonna hold that up. All right, so we have scan to start. So we have a QR code I'm gonna have to scan with my phone. I'm using my phone right now for the video, so I'm going to just stop the video right now and replace it with another camera. All right, we're back. I was able to find another iPhone. So we were at the point of checking out what's in the box right now. So we have what I assume to be the right controller here. That's great. What else we got? It's the left controller. That's really light. It feels super compact. We have the HMD itself. I apologize for those who don't know what HMD means. It means head-mounted unit. So pretty much every VR, MR, or AR headset would be considered an HMD. So here we just have a few instructions. I don't know quite what that means, and we'll do a little bit more of a deep dive later on. And I think here there's some pad adjustments for those with glasses. So we're going to pull out the HMD. Wow, that is so light and so compact compared to some other professional head-mounted units I've used. So here what's pretty unique about the Quest 3 is its camera arrangement. So from the research I've done, the Quest 3 has 6 total cameras. So there's a camera right here, which is a black and white camera. Another camera right here. Here we have an RGB camera, as well as a monochrome camera. So from what I understand, this black and white camera is the same as one of these two. I can do a little bit more research to see which one is which. So the monochrome cameras, or black and white, I'll be using those words interchangeably, are not really used for the mixed reality feature of this head-mounted unit. So for mixed reality, we're gonna be having the ability to have full video pass-through, and that's going to be done through the RGB cameras, so the color cameras. And here, I believe what we have hidden behind here is what we call a LiDAR, or time of flight sensor. So this is essentially a depth sensor that's going to be scanning the area and providing a point cloud in 3D of what's around the user. And so I think that's going to be used for a lot of the mixed reality features, like putting up 3D graphics, kind of walking on your table or going on the wall. And I believe just up here, there's also an infrared projector, which helps the monochrome cameras get a sense of the environment around it. Essentially, it uses the different perspectives from different cameras and see where this IR light is shining to help you perform some head tracking. So this head-mounted unit has what we call inside-out tracking. It doesn't require anything from the outside to help you position it. So the head-mounted unit needs to know the position of your head. So let's say like the up and down, left, right movement. And it also needs to know the orientation. So as you move throughout a game, for example, if it's just pure virtual reality, you'd be using this system to look around, let's say, in the game. But what's fun about this head-mounted unit is it'll be able to do that, but it'll also be able to locate itself inside your room. Or from what I understand, you can even do a house scale mapping. So from my best guess, I'm going to be scanning that QR code, installing the probably the Meta or Facebook app. I'm not much of a Facebook user, so that might be new to me. Here we have a headphone jack. Let's see if there's anything else obvious here. We have a button, and we also have a USB-C port, so probably for charging or connecting to your PC. So here, what does it say? No sunlight on lenses, so I'll have to be careful of that. And different languages, no liquid cleaners. So I'll have to be careful or do some research as to the best way to clean this thing when I get it dirty. Maybe the last sensor to mention here is, here's an infrared sensor. So the infrared sensor basically allows the device to tell when it's on your face. So it's like a kind of proximity sensor. And it looks like I didn't cover everything. So I'm guessing these are probably microphones. We have another button here, and we have a scroll wheel here. So I think what the scroll wheel will be is to change what we call the interpupil distance, or IPD. So the IPD is the distance between your eyes, and since this headset has two different displays in it, it's very important to align these displays with your eyes for things to look geometrically correct. And also the lenses are designed in such a way to deform the image in the proper way. So if you don't set the IPD in the right way, things might look a little bit weird and distorted, and can cause some nausea. So that's pretty much it. I think there's also what we call an eye relief adjustment. So that's the front and back. So same thing with the IPD. People's eyes are at different depths inside of their skulls. So the way the image is calculated is really they're trying to find what we call the pupil point, or the point of convergence of the light to your eye. So really, ideally, what you want to be able to do is guess as best as you can the optics of the person's eyes and the position. That's not easy. We can compensate for some of this stuff with some optics that have, let's say, a larger viewing box. But ideally, in a real world scenario, we would like some eye tracking. So I do think the Quest Pro does have eye tracking, so we'd be able to get a better idea of where your eyes are. And I believe it can also tell where your eyes are looking in real time. So for example, you could maybe adjust the focus of the cameras based on where you're looking. And I know there's a new head-mounted unit that just got announced yesterday at a flight simulation conference called IPD, and it's from a company called Varjo. And maybe I'll put it up on the screen. It's definitely in another price range. I think it's ranging from 4,000 US all the way to, I think, 13,000 US for a secured version that's allowed on military bases with all the Wi-Fi disabled. And so the Varjo is, I think it's using a similar concept for mixed reality, and you'll notice it having essentially the very similar sensors here, and it also has inside-out tracking. But the Varjo, the difference is the optics. So here I think Meta or Facebook, let's just call them Meta, Meta had to make a choice to get this to the 650 Canadian price point. So the resolution here that we're looking at, I think, is around 20 pixels per degree. And in comparison, the Varjo XR4 that just came out, I believe, is 50 pixels per degree. And Varjo also had a unit with let's say a low resolution screen as well as a high resolution screen. And the high resolution screen was getting up to 60 pixels per degree. I've tried it myself. Basically, you can't see the pixels anymore. So the difference with the XR4 is they took a little hit on, let's say, the overall resolution, which, you know, probably doesn't have that much of an impact, but you get that higher resolution across the entire field of view. I do believe they increased the field of view on that too. So I think that's going to be it for the outside of the Quest 3. And maybe we'll just try to give this a try with the QR code. So I'm just going to pull up the camera. Okay, so I just brought up the camera. We're going to take a picture of this QR code, press the link. Okay, so it's bringing me to the App Store. We're going to get the application, and just in case it has my personal details, I'm going to put my phone away from the camera. Okay, so the app is installing. I'm really hoping I don't have to go through creating a Facebook account. I would like to avoid that if I could. Oh, sorry for moving the camera there. So it would like to use my Bluetooth. Let's go for it. So my options are to continue with Facebook, continue with Instagram, or continue with email. Let's go for continue with email. All right, it's asking me go to a website. So I'm just going to be putting my credentials in quickly. We'll get back to the video. Okay, so we're back. I just finished creating my Meta account. Basically, I just had to put in my email, my name, and they sent me a confirmation code to my email. So I just put that in. What do I want to be called? Let's go for Matt. And username, let's go with Matt Gagnon Tech, just like my Twitter handle, as well as my YouTube channel. We'll see if that's unique enough. So Meta's asking me if I want to share some additional features. So we're looking at features in app I use, which settings I can use. I'm a little sketched out that Meta's gonna try to use the video. I'm not gonna go through the entire thing. So for now, I'm going to say don't share. Sorry, Mark. So here, we're just going to select which device we have. So we have the Meta Quest 3. So it's asking us to enter Wi-Fi credentials, use a QR code from the app. Okay, so I assume I just start with the first one. So I'm gonna have to put on the headset. And so I'm just gonna move the camera away and we're gonna point it towards me for the rest of the video. All right, so I think I have to put on this headset here. And I'm just gonna remove the type of plastic protective covers. And so I do know there's some other adjustments to make, but we'll do that a little bit later on. I'll go through all the features and adjustments in another more in-depth video once I get used to it. So I put on the headset. How do I turn this thing on? Okay, so I'm gonna try this button right here. Is that it? Okay, that seems to have done something. We're just gonna, so normally these headsets have a strap right here. And there's a way to tighten it in the back here. Oh my God, this is pretty amazing. Okay, so right from the get-go, I'm able to see this room. So I can see it in full color at the moment, and there's a large display telling me to grab the controllers. So I'm just gonna grab the two controllers here. Okay, so I just have to figure out which one is which. That feels right. Is that right? No, that's not right. So they want me to remove these tabs for the batteries. So I've done that. Okay, so now the controller is now active. That's supposed to go in my right hand. That's really cool. So I see a digital representation of the controller with the battery level being shown right here. And I can see an extension coming out from it as well too, kind of like a pointer. So we're going to do that with the other one as well. Okay, perfect. So it's asking me to click on this button right here to go through the menu. Just have to choose my language. So we're going to choose English US. It's asking me to adjust the straps. I've already done that. Tilt the headset forward and back until it's comfortable and I can see the screen. So I think for now we're good. Adjust the lenses. So they tell me to turn the wheel at the bottom of the headset until the text is clear. So this is what we call the interpupil distance. So as I move the scroll wheel, I can see different numbers. I know my IPD or interpupil distance is pretty average, around 63. So I'm just going to put it at 63. So normally people's distance between eyes can vary from around, let's say, 55 millimeters all the way to I think about 75 millimeters, but the average is around 63. Okay, so we're going to go with that. So it's asking me if I want to enter my Wi-Fi credentials or use a QR code from the Meta app. So let's go with the Meta app. Okay, so I can actually see my phone through the HMD. Not terribly well. Okay, so we're going to try to create the QR code. Okay, so I just put in a password looking through the cameras. So the QR code's popping up and the HMD or the Quest 3 has already noticed it, so it's trying to connect to Wi-Fi right now. So we're now connected to Wi-Fi and I can hear some calming music in the background. And so right here the joystick, or I'm gonna have to find all the right vocabularies for this. It's kind of showing like a virtual hand, and it's really cool that there's a virtual representation in 3D of this. So continue setup in the Meta Quest mobile app. Okay, so maybe we're going to take off the head-mounted unit. Okay, so I just had to decide if I want a public profile or a private profile. For now, I'm just going to try with private, and we'll accept what we want to accept. I have to create an avatar. Let's skip that for now. Asking me if I want to add some payments. We're going to skip that for now. And a Meta Quest pin. So I'm going to choose a pin. It's asking me to be safe with the HMD. Designed for my privacy. I sure hope so, Facebook or Meta. It's asking me to share more data again. We're gonna not share. Enable hands and body tracking. Hand and body tracking allows you to switch between hands and controllers to interact with your surroundings. That sounds really cool. We're gonna enable that. So right now the app is pairing with the headset. So pairing lets you discover, so I apparently have a 5-digit code to enter. Okay, so we're going to try this one last time. Look into your headset for a 5-digit code and enter it here. don't remember seeing a 5-digit code. Is there a 5-digit code? It says continue setup, use the mobile app to complete next steps. Plug in your headset. Your headset will play sound when the update is complete. Oh, it's updating to the latest software in less than a minute. Okay, so maybe I just need to wait for this software update to complete. It's now applying the update and restarting the headset. So the video looks good. It looks pretty much what I used to see on the Varjo XR3, although I imagine this new XR4 with 20 megapixel cameras must be quite impressive, especially with the 50 pixel per degree screen. So the headset is rebooting, and now it's applying a firmware update. So we're going to wait this one out. I'm just going to skip through this. Okay, so we're back. That only took about a minute for the update to apply. So now I finally see the Bluetooth code. Okay, so we're going to be able to pair. And so, let's see, 39552. That's pretty impressive that I can actually read my phone through this. And it's currently updating the 2 controllers as well too. So the app is saying pairing to your MetaQuest app. Pairing successful. Okay, I'm just going to allow it.
Welcome to your new MetaQuest.
Oh wow, okay, I get some hand tracking now too.
To make sure you don't bump into anything while you're immersed in virtual experiences.
Okay, it's saying I'm all set on the app. So basically what I heard through the speakers, I don't know if you guys hear it, but they were asking me to create a boundary to make sure I don't bump into anything. So maybe I can just take the controller and click start. Okay, it's still updating the controllers. Oh, okay, I can press start with my fingers. What do? Okay, so basically I click my fingers if I want to select something. So stand up and move to clear space for room scale boundary, or stay seated. We're going to move around. Or maybe I'll stay seated since I'm out of view. Oh wow, okay, so now I'm seeing some 3D mapping happen in the room around me. So it's saying this is a suggested room scale boundary based on your available free space. Okay, so right now it's a stationary boundary. We're going to confirm.
Time to open your universal menu to choose what to do next. Press the meta button on your controller.
Okay, so it's asking me now to press the meta button on my controller.
You're all set.
Oh wow.
Discover apps,
Okay.
find friends, and explore.
So now I get a desktop in front of me with a welcome feed, and I think at this point I'm going to end the video, and we're going to try to record from my perspective so that instead of just hearing me talk about it, you guys can actually see what I'm actually seeing. Well, thanks for watching. Catch me in the next one. And so we're going to be exploring what the Quest 3 can do, but especially in the context of building up our grow space to test the different IoT products that I've been working on. I'm excited to show you that. So if you liked it, please give me a like. And if you want to follow the rest of my journey and some more videos, please subscribe. Thanks. Catch you in the next one. So here's a quick preview of what I could see. So we have the controllers here. And we also have the hand tracking. I'm not sure why it's okay. Very interesting. So here is one of the things I'm going to show you a little bit later on, my 3D printer over here. So my phone over there looking at us, this is pretty impressive. So I can do things like, still not very used to it. Very interesting. I really need to take the tutorial for this thing. can go into immersive mode here. There I am. Okay, so I really need to build my avatar then. Okay, select an avatar template to personalize. So I was just showing you a quick preview of this. Okay, so how do I change? How do I go back to where I was?